everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program, and this stays on the board. I am still extremely devastated about the New York Jets' devastating loss on Sunday, and I'm trying to work through, I'm trying to hustle, but it's breaking my heart, Mont. I'm really upset. And the Patriots won big last night, and I just don't even know anymore. I mean, football just rips my heart out. But I'm excited about educating about a certain area. One of the 13 crews in the Rhone Valley. A place that is opposite the riverbank from Châteauneuf-du-Pape. A place that has been making great wine pre-Roman times, Mr. Mott. Old school. It is also in the entire Rhone Valley that includes Cornas or Châteauneuf-du-Pape or Hermitage, all that stuff. In the entire Rhone Valley, the first place to produce all three types of wines, you know, red, white, and rosé. It is a very legendary place that's fallen really out of favor in the last 20, 30 years. But when you go back to 45, 47, when they first got their designation outside of the Côte de Rhone, Lirac, my friends, was an absolutely, positively hopping place. I mean, just an amazingly interesting place. Now, what's amazing about Lirac wines, there's a lot to know. One, 40% minimum Grenache, Mott. 25% minimum a combination of Syrah and Mourvèdre. And then finally, 10% maximum. Maximum. So minimum, maximum. Not like the magazine. That's maximum of Cinsault and Carignan. So really a very interesting blend. A lot of times you'll see it at like 40, 25, 10. Obviously that leaves a little room because you get the 75 there for them to play a little bit more with Grenache, what have you, Syrah or Mourvèdre. Those are the three grapes that really dominate this area. But you do see a little Cinsault and Carignan get into here as well. This wine is these wines, let me go global on it for a second, are very interesting. A lot of Châteauneuf-du-Pape producers make Lirac, but the demand in the U.S. is extremely small, and that, my friends, is an opportunity. It is an opportunity when something is not branded, and this, in these economic times, is something we need to talk about, because if you're loving the CDP as much as I am, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, then you are seeing the prices range in that $40 to $50 range for the great stuff, 35, 30, even for like that kind of meh stuff. So we need alternatives. We need that $15, $18, $13, $12 play, and that comes from a place called Lirac. The producer that we have in front of you today is the Domaine La Laurentine. This is a 2003 vintage, which is a very hot vintage, remember, so this is not atypical. It's a little bit heated, but I was really passionate today about getting back on the educational kick. We pumped out a lot of stats there, Mott. A lot of things, starting to meet a lot of sommeliers who watch this show, and they, just met one at Morel's Wine Bar the other day, and these guys, they need info, and I get it. I mean, it's great to have action figures, but we want some info. So today I was really focused on Lirac. I think it's an area that really deserves a lot more attention. And then I was really, honestly, disappointed with ourselves. I got to bust Brandon's shop. This is the only Lirac in the store. Unfortunately, I've already had this, so this is not an atypical Wine Library TV. This is, one of the 7 to 15 times where I've actually had the wine before. Luckily, it's been about 6 to 9 months, so it'll be interesting to see how it evolved, but I loved it the last time. It is a $15 play, Mott. I like the package. You like it? It's kind of like, I kind of like their package. It's kind of classic, but like kind of almost like architectural. I don't know, right?
It's a 50s throwback.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a throwback. Comes from Eric Solomon, who's an amazing producer. I love the bottle, nice and heavy. Let me give it a little bit of a rinse. So, once again, trying to push the education kick. Oh, I should mention that the secret pack for Election Day. Mott, link it up. We are selling through these very quickly. Because of one of the wines is very special that's in it, is at a limited run, we are going to sell it. We're not going to be able to make more like we have in the past. So if you're having an Election Day party and you want to drink along, we're going to tape it on Election Day. You can watch in between while you're debating if Ohio went one way or the other. Please get on board. We're getting low. Remember, $76 for America, $17.76, and free shipping. It's a pretty sweet deal. Do it. Also, I want to give a huge happy birthday to Justin Stubbs. And because the next 3 days have been taped already, tomorrow and Thursday is the first 2-part series in Wine Library TV history. One of the most famous, it's not the first?
No, first.
That's a good one. My Bordeaux, very good. I'm sorry. First two-part interview at Wine Library. Ma, thanks for keeping me straight. This interview went extremely long, almost 50 minutes. Have you broken it up yet? So we're going to break it up. Two-part series, one of the most famous, influential people in the wine industry. I hope you enjoy it. It is really serious and deep. I think you're going to like it. I'm excited about it. And then Friday, a very interesting show. So I'm going to make my Jets prediction. Jets 24, Chiefs 14. I'm not even that happy about it. They don't have Larry Johnson. They have some Bobby Thigpen, the closer from the White Sox in the 80s, as their quarterback. And we're still barely going to beat them at home. That's just what's up. Anyway. Laurentine Lirac, again, a very interesting place that really was, it's just fascinating to me that there's these pockets within these great areas like the Rhone Valley in Spain, in Provence, in Languedoc, even in parts in America. When I think about Santa Cruz Mountains or Anderson Valley, though the Pinots have started skyrocketing, there's always these little pockets, and that's what you should focus on. Always these radical Quince within the Loire Valley Whites instead of paying twice the price for Sancerre. We're paying for brand people, so do a little homework. I'm going to keep trying to show you more of these. I hope that's why you watch, including my great charisma and shockingly good looks. I'm going to keep trying to find you things like this. A $15 play that a lot of Chateauneuf du Pape players and drinkers, I don't know why I'm calling them players, not like player, like, yo, what up, baby, like, people, players in the way of, like, I drink Chateauneuf du Pape, I have been drinking and enjoying for years. Let's give this a sniffy sniff. It's got great color, but you can see it's not completely pitch dark, which is nice to see. Can you see your fingers through? You can. Little sniffy sniff. Now, again, shame on Wine Library for not having enough of a selection. So this is an 03. Very different type vintage because it was very hot in the Rhone. So I get a little bit more upfront fruit on this one. A little more black, blackberry jam kind of thing going on. However, you cannot mistake it. And once again, I remember this from the last time. There is a classic rusted toy truck 60s style thing going on in your mouth. You know those trucks that sell for a lot of money all of a sudden? You could buy a garage sale 10 years ago for $1 and now they're like $80 on the eBay, these like Tonka trucks and no, even throwback like Shell gas station, just rusted because they were made from the real stuff back then, when America made real stuff out of real wood and real metal. Now it's all the plastic stuff. Rusty kind of nail, I use that term as well. Rusted tin can, kind of just a very copper rustic penny type flavor going on the mid palate, which is quite intriguing. There's also a very interesting series of like lettuce, tricolore salad kind of thing going on in the mid palate, which I like quite a bit. Let me give it one more shot. Beautiful baby strawberries coming through on the mid palate. Great structure on the finish. Very silky. Good richness. Real wine, my friends. Real $15 wine. And the amount of fake $15 Syrah and Cabernet that is being consumed in this market is staggering. So if you want to mix it up and not eat a fruit oak bomb in your mouth, and you're looking for something that goes great with chicken, roasted hen, game birds, this is just a killer. I love the little black pepper on the back end structure. Good fruit, nice length. Still tasting the finish. This is $15 with a bad euro-dollar conversion. This is a part of the world that more people need to seek out. I'm going to yell at Brandon when I'm done here, and we're going to bring in 2 or 3 new ones. I really want to drink more Lirac myself, and if you're a huge Chateauneuf du Pape fan, this is exactly the kind of wine that you should be drinking. Last time, I mentally remember scoring it in that 89 to 91 point range. I'm going to stick there again. I'm going to rate it exactly that, 89 to 91. I just want to give it a little bit of that range. I don't even know why, but I'm going to, because you can't stop me. One more shot. I said my piece. 45, it's good, man. I want you to try mine, see what you think. 45 minutes to an hour of breathing. It's a wine that I see lasting between 3 and 7 years. Again, very gravitating towards recommending birds, chickens, hen, pheasant, things of that nature. I think the body complements that type of food very well. What do you think, Mott? It's a dry wine. I mean, not normal.
It's not dry. It's not like overly dry.
Because the fruit is very complementary, and that comes from a hotter vintage like 2003, where a more classic vintage like 04, you'd feel a little bit more tannins, a little more earth.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's almost light.
Yeah. I mean, it's easy drinking.
Easy drinking.
You know, it is a when Mott says almost light, it's definitely not a full body wine. It's more of a medium to full body wine. But where Mott, I think, refers to as light, that is being transparent in my way of saying this is smooth and easy drinking. I think this is a very intriguing wine for an entry-level wine drinker to expand your palate and go in a different direction and start seeing what makes the Rhone and specifically Châteauneuf-du-Pape such an interesting play. I'm very into this wine. You like it?
$15.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of reds that you've liked. So again, if you're having a little trouble with red wine, I would have not guessed because I thought the tannins are pretty sharp there, but enough fruit and silkiness, I think, for somebody like Mott what have we had, 20, 30 red wines in your life? Maybe less. So, very intriguing stuff, very fascinating. Question of the day. What is the last substantially interesting wine that you've had from the Rhone Valley? By name. Please answer. I'm darn curious. I know, I felt good about the show. I'm passionate about expanding palates. You, with a little bit of me, we're changing the wine world, whether you like it or not. Wait a minute, you know what's funny? It'll be curious to see, you know what? I haven't heard from a lot of you in a long time, though I've seen a lot of you jump back in. Young Dave, did you see Young Dave jumped in there? This would be a great time to tell me what you think about this format. One wine, subject matter, digging a little bit deeper into the data. Obviously, in the future, I'd like it to be a wine that I haven't had, because it'd be fun if I gave you all that data and then I said I hated it. We've had that big runs of that in the past. Let me know what you think of this. A little tighter, shorter show. Could be interesting. See you later.